Okay. Good morning, everyone. How are you all? I hope you are doing well. No, क्या हो गया? मना कर दिया क्या किसी ने? हाँ? चलो. Okay. So yesterday we had an introduction of the subject called auditing and ethics. I already told you that the major change in your subject is nothing but the name only. The name was auditing and assurance, and now the name is back to auditing and ethics. There are few changes which are favorable to you, like company audit chapter has been removed and automated environment chapter has been removed, right? So instead of 13 chapters, now in total you have how many? Only 11 chapters you have, right? Now, the very first chapter, as we discussed yesterday, we were talking about the first chapter. What was the name? Nature, scope and objective. I think we have discussed what each chapter is going to give you, right? So in the very first chapter, we are going to understand basics. Now, yesterday I forgot to tell you about standards, everyone. What are the standards you have? First of all, like in the accounting, do we have the accounting standards or not? Yes. So likewise in the auditing, we have the essays. What is the form? Essay. Essay stands for standards on auditing. What is the full form? Like, say for example, if we want to do inventory valuation in the accounting, do we follow AS2? AS2 क्या बोलता है अपने को? Cost or NRV, whichever is lower. Same way, I already told you when the auditing starts, when the accounting ends. So when we do the auditing, we also have to follow our what? Standards. So our standards are broadly classified into 7 series. How many series? So we have the 200 series, we have 300 series, we have 400 series, 500, 600, 700 and 800. But let me tell you one thing, 800 series and 400 series has been eliminated from your portion. So you are having these series in your final. In CMA, CA intermediate पे 200, 300, 500, 600 and 700 series is there. Now, in the 200 series, you have SA 200, you have SA 210, you have SA 220, you have 230, you have 240 and 250, 60 and 65. 260 and 265 is not there in your portion. Then you have 299. So total how many standards in 200 series you have? SA 200, 210, 220, 230, 240, 250 and 299. Like that, total 26 standards on auditing you have. Total how many? Which makes your portion bigger. But let me tell you one thing. Today is our second day, right? So by the time our portion will be over, all these standards number wise and name wise will be inside you. So I can guarantee you that I will make you understand the standards in such a manner that whenever I'll ask you what is SA 230, so you will be able to tell me the name and the number very easily. So in total there are 35 standards. Total how many are there? Minus 9 standards which are waiting for you in CA final. So in the intermediate level you only have how many? 26 standard. Classified into which series? 200 series, 300 series, 500 series, 600 and 700. 800 series is not there in your portion. 400 series is not there in your portion. Now when it comes to 300 series, you have SA 300, you have SA 315 and you have SA 320. There is one more standard, SA 330, which is not there in your portion. Again, that is waiting for you in final. 400 series totally is it not there. 500 series में you have 500, 501, 505, 510, 520, 530. 540 is not there in your portion. Then 550, 560, 570 and 580. The longest and the biggest series is 500. ये पूरी series को we call it as audit evidence series. What is the name of the series? So these are the number of standards you have in 500 series. 600 series में total 3 standards are there, out of which 600 not in your portion, 610 is there in your portion, 620 is also not in your portion. So you have only what? 610 in 600 series. 700 series में total 6 standards are there, out of which 700 is there in your portion, 701, 706, 705, 710. 720 is not there in your portion. So in total, if we'll see, in the 200 series mein, you don't have 260, you don't have 265. These two are not there in your portion. 300 series mein, you don't have 330. Total 400 series is not there. 400 series mein actually two standards are there, 402, 450. They both are not in your portion. 500 series mein 540 is not in your portion. Isme 600 and 620 is not in your portion. And here 720 is not in your portion. So this is the brief of your standards. Now question arises, sir, why these standards are important? देखो बहुत सिंपल सी बात है. Either you are going to be a chartered accountant, or I am a chartered accountant, or our senior chartered accountants. Whenever we go to the client's place to do an audit, we have to do the audit in a very standardized manner. Which manner? Standardized. It means either you are doing the audit or I am doing the audit. We will be both doing the audit in the same manner. Likewise, say for example, every company has to follow AS2 or not. For which valuation? Inventory valuation. For the property, plant and equipment, do we have to follow AS10 or not? So every company follows, na? So here every chartered accountant has to follow what? Standards. You can't customize the audit according to your requirement. तुम ये नहीं बोल सकते कि I will do the audit in this manner. I will not go as per the standard. क्योंकि all these standards are being issued by whom? ICAI. ICAI is the only body in India which issues both the standards, accounting standards and standards on auditing. दोनों के दोनों कौन इशू करता है? ICAI. ICAI किसको इशू करता है? ICAI इशू करता है NFRA को. What is NFRA? National Financial Reporting Authority. What is the full form? In your law, you will read one section number 132, which is called NFRA. So there you will understand that all these standards goes in the pocket of whom? NFRA. NFRA tells all these standards to MCA, Ministry of Corporate Affairs. ये तो आपको पृथ्वी सर ने बताया होगा कि our company law is governed under what? Ministry of Corporate. Ministry of Corporate Affairs notifies the standard. Once the MCA says that this standard is notified, after that, that standard comes into your portion. So journey starts from where? ICAI, ends where? MCA. So ICAI gives the standards to whom? NFRA. NFRA recommends the standards to whom? MCA. MCA notifies the standards. After that, it will become applicable to you. You know na amendments, like you know that ki so many amendments comes in direct taxation, so many amendments comes in company law. So the gap between the amendment and your examination should be 6 months. It means you are writing the examination in May 24, right? So May 24 examination का मतलब है कि every amendment which came up to what? 31st October 2023, only those amendments will come in your May examination. Any amendment came from 1st November onwards, they are not applicable for your examination. Are you getting my point? So which amendments you have to do only? Up to 31st October, which has gone by 2 weeks before. So that amendments only you have to do. So any recent amendment, so many Telegram channels, so many WhatsApp channels, they will tell you, oh, amendment has come, this and come. You just see the date. What is the date for you? What is the last date for you? 31st October. If any amendment is coming after what? 31st October, that is applicable or not applicable? Not applicable. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to panic. Sir ne ye nahi karwaya, wo nahi karwaya, this and that. Simply understand one thing. For you, this class mein whatever is being told is your portion. Nothing extra you have to do, because each and every inch of ICAI material only I am going to teach. I am not going to teach you from anywhere else, because I think who prepares your examination? ICAI. So who is the best person? तो किसका मटेरियल फॉलो करना चाहिए? ICAI का. We will follow ICAI का MCQ पैटर्न. We will follow ICAI का स्टडी मटेरियल. We will follow ICAI की लैंग्वेज. Everything. And remember, auditing में language plays a very important role. Simplified answers are not going to give you the marks. In the auditing, you have to write very technical answers. Which answers? Technical. Let me give you some brief of this subject. ये subject क्या है? This subject will make you how to behave like a chartered accountant. Am I correct? And in the examination, they will give you a hypothetical situation. Right or not? You have to act in that situation. Like a what? Chartered accountant. So it is a implementation and analytical paper. It's not like law where they will ask you कि okay, issue of shares at premium under section 32, 52, sorry. So how to issue the shares at premium, where the premium amount will go, what are the uses of premium. You have done that ना? ये वाले shares भी करे हमने. कौन से ये? Sweat equity shares. तो sweat equity shares में we know that AOA permission required 15% or 5 crores, whichever is higher is our limit. There is a lock-in period of what? 3 years. ये सब हमने पढ़ा है ना? Law में क्या है? Section bound answers है. Something they will ask you, you connect the section and you write the answer, you are very well getting the marks. Auditing is very opposite to law. Don't compare auditing subject with what? Law. कि whatever the technique we have followed in law, the same technique we will follow in auditing and we will clear the subject. It is not going to like that. Auditing is completely a different subject. It's a completely analytical subject, implementation. So, you don't have to read the concepts and you don't have to study the concept. You have to consume the subjects. मतलब आपको सब्जेक्ट खाना है, पीना है in whatever the form you want. Solid form, liquid form. But ये है कि रात को 3 बजे भी if I'll shake you up and ask you what is essay 240, you should be in a position to answer. That is my responsibility. On the last day, I will ask you all the standards. 1 to last, last to 1, jumbled. In any manner, you will be able to give me all the answers. Shall we start now? So, yesterday I forgot to tell you about the standards. So, these are the list of standards which are there in your portion. You leave it. So, how we are going to do? We are going to mix the standards in the chapter. So that you will not feel like 11 chapters करने हैं और 26 standard करने हैं. तो heavy लगता है ना? When we think like 11 chapters and what? 26. No, it is only 11 chapters. In between, I will make you understand what? Standards. So like say for example, if you are doing the chapter number 1, what is the name of the chapter? अपन यहाँ पे 3 standard खत्म कर देंगे. We will understand the 3 standards. Standard number 200, 210 and 220. ये तीनों standard अपन chapter number 1 में खत्म कर देंगे. Now, name of the chapter is nature, objective and scope. So let us understand कि what this chapter is going to give you. Don't write anything. Running notes if you want, you can prepare along with the class, no problem. I will give you the PDF of running notes also. Are you getting the point? You don't have to write it. We will not waste our time. We will save our time. But yes, have a habit of making the which notes? Running notes. When I'm giving you some example, which is helping you in understanding the concept, make a note of that example. Because at the time of preparation, I will not be there with you. My examples will be there with you. You will be able to connect it. Am I correct? So have a habit of running notes, and whatever the running notes I'm writing, you don't have to write in the examination, or sorry, in the class. I will provide you the PDF of as it is. It will be given to you. And one study material, institute will give you. Okay? Now, tell me the name of the chapter, everyone. Nature, scope and what? Objective. पहले तो अपन ये 3 words को समझेंगे कि nature, scope and objective of what? Audit. And audit का full form तो आपको पता ही है. All you do is take. ये लिख के मत आना एग्जाम में. ये self created है. So don't write that in the examination. Okay. So let us understand, sir, what do you mean by the term called what? Nature. Sir, nature क्या होता है? Nature मतलब होता है types of audit. Nature का मतलब क्या होता है? Types of audit. So कितने तरह के audit होते हैं? 96 types of audits are there in India. How many? Internal, external, stock, energy, environmental, control system, quality control. So many types of audits are there. So we are going to understand some types of audit in this chapter. What is the second word? Scope. Scope का मतलब होता है तुम्हारी लक्ष्मण रेखा. Your boundary, which you can cross or which you should not cross. What happened to Sita when she crossed it? रावण came ना, अपना रावण ऐसे है. तो ऐसे बोलता है कि you should better do the audit of your client within your boundaries, within your scope. So we will understand the scope of audit. What is the third word? Object. Objective मतलब what is the purpose of audit? हम लोग audit करते क्यों हैं? Now, to understand this chapter, we have to first understand your section number 129, which I think you have not yet reached in the law. Where is your law so far? तो आप 43 टू 72 सेक्शन के अंदर हो, है ना? तो आप शेयर कैपिटल चैप्टर कर रहे हो. In the sooner time, you will find one chapter called Accounts of Companies. What is the name? उसमें एक सेक्शन आएगा, सेक्शन नंबर व्हाट? 129. So what is the meaning of section number 129? 129 talks about financial statements. What is the name? Financial statement. अब इसको अंडरस्टैंड करने के लिए ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड वन थिंग फर्स्ट. मेरे को ये बताओ, what is the difference between books of accounts and financial statements? What the company prepares on daily basis are known as books of accounts, and what the company prepares at the end of the financial year. तो फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट का डेट क्या होता है? जनरली 31st March. Am I correct or not? That is the date of financial statement. My question is कि sir, company is already preparing what? Books of accounts, and they are also preparing what? Financial statement. The question is very simple. Keep it simple and give me the simple answer. What is prepared from what? Financial statements are prepared from books of account. So what comes first? What comes later? What is the section number for financial statement? इसका मतलब बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स का सेक्शन नंबर क्या होगा? 128. समझ में आ रहा है? तो बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट का सेक्शन नंबर क्या है? 128. एंड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट का सेक्शन क्या है? 129. तो इट मींस 129 इज प्रिपेयर्ड फ्रॉम व्हाट? 120. इसका मतलब whatever is written in books of accounts should be written in what? Financial statement. If your books of accounts are true and fair, it means your financial statements are also what? True and fair. Now the question arises, sir, why we are not talking about books of accounts? Why we are only talking about what? Financial statement. क्योंकि auditor does the audit of what? Financial statement. We never do the audit of what? Books of account. Reason? क्योंकि we have only 10 to 15 days to complete the audit of 365 days of the business of the client. अब मेरे को ये बताओ, which financial year is going on? अब मैं तुम्हें एक हाइपोथेटिकल सिचुएशन बताता हूं. 23, 24. 23, 24 स्टार्ट कब हुआ? एंड कब हो रहा है? 31st March को. टोटल 365 डेज अप्रोक्सीमेटली हो गए. अब मेरे को ये बताओ, 365 डेज रिलायंस इज डूइंग अ बिजनेस. एम आई करेक्ट और नॉट? अब रिलायंस का ईयर इज गेटिंग एंडिंग ऑन 31st March 2024. ऑडिटर एंटर्स फ्रॉम द अप्रैल मंथ. अब तुम सोचो, अप्रैल मंथ to September month is called audit season. What do we call it as? And every practicing CA in India has to do 20 company audits. How many audits? So can I say that I have approximately 180 days? Am I correct? How many audits I have to do? 20. So 180 days divided by 20, तो average निकाले तो कितना आया? 9 per audit. मतलब एक ऑडिट पे अपने को एवरेज कितना डेज लगाना है? 9 to 10 डेज. तो इट मींस इमेजिन 10 to 15 डेज में यू हैव टू डू द ऑडिट ऑफ हाउ मेनी डेज? 365 डेज ऑफ बिजनेस. तो प्लीज टेल मी, विल यू डू फुल चेकिंग और विल यू डू सैंपल चेकिंग? चलो, आपके मदर डीमार्ट में जाते हैं. सपोज योर मदर वांट्स टू बाय द राइस. डज शी चेक द ईच एंड एवरीथिंग इन द राइस और शी टेक्स अ सैंपल? If that quality is matching her expectation, does she tell to your father or not कि okay 20 kgs 25 kgs पैक करवा लेंगे? Or does she check everything? Same is the case in audit. Audit में भी we do sampling. हम लोग उसे बोलते हैं audit sampling. What do we call it as? Our standard number 530 talks about which sampling? Audit sampling. तो Reliance का imagine करो, how many sales Reliance might have made in one financial year? Crores and crores of sales. How many sales invoices will be there? Crores and crores of invoices. Do you have enough time to check every invoice? Or very limited time? So we will check crores and crores of invoices or some of them? It means we are doing what? Sample checking. Which checking? That's why we can't verify books of accounts. We can only verify what? Financial statement. अच्छा, फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट में फर्स्ट वन इज ट्रेडिंग. ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट के क्रेडिट साइड पे क्या लिखा होता है? सेल्स. तो इसका मतलब आई नीड अ सेल्स का फिगर. आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड हाउ यू वेंट टू दैट फिगर. 365 डेज का सेल्स आई एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड. आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन टोटल ईयर का सेल्स कितना है. तो दैट्स व्हाई वी आर नेवर इंटरेस्टेड इन बुक्स ऑफ अकाउंट्स. वी आर ऑलवेज इंटरेस्टेड इन फाइनेंशियल. रीजन नंबर वन, more time or less time? Reason number two, which one is summarized form? Is a summary version of what? Books of account. And what is prepared from what? Are prepared from. So if I'm verifying financial statement, can I say that indirectly I'm verifying what? Books of account. Correct hai nahi hai? Do I have to save my time or not? Yes. So there comes the section number 129 which talks about what? Financial statement. अब बताओ, how many financial statements do we have? कितनी होती है financial statements? Financial statements are total 5. How many are there? 5. First one is known as balance sheet. Second one is known as P&L. Third one is known as cash flow statement. Fourth one is known as notes to accounts. And fifth one is known as statement of changes in equity. What is the fifth one? Repeat one time. What are the 5 financial statements we have? Balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, notes to account, not changes in equity. Now I am an auditor. Reliance is giving me these 5 financial statements because I asked. अब मेरे को ये बताओ, बैलेंस शीट से what you will come to know? बैलेंस शीट से हमें कंपनी का क्या पता चलता है? फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन. हमें कंपनी की बैलेंसिंग पता चलती है कि लाइबिलिटीज आर मोर और एसेट्स आर मोर. इज कंपनी अंडर मोर डेट और लेस डेट? हाउ मच इज द इक्विटी? प्लांट प्रॉपर्टी कितना है? इन्वेंट्री कितना है? डेटर कितना है? क्रेडिटर कितना है? वी कम टू नो अबाउट द पोजीशन ऑफ द कंपनी. एम आई करेक्ट? तो दैट इज व्हाई इट इज नोन एज व्हिच शीट? बैलेंस शीट. तो बैलेंस शीट गिव्स यू व्हिच इंफॉर्मेशन? फाइनेंशियल पोजीशन. बट आई वांट टू नो वेदर इट इज प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी और लॉस मेकिंग कंपनी. तो क्या चेक करें? तो इट मींस P&L gives you what? Financial results of the company. It gives you what? Are you understanding the difference? Balance sheet gives you what? Financial position. P&L gives you what? Financial result. Now I want to know that कि कंपनी का कैश का इनफ्लो ज्यादा है या आउटफ्लो ज्यादा है. Are you getting the point or not? Do you know cash flow statement? So far AS3 is not. अच्छा, cash flow statement क्या होता है? अच्छा, tell me one thing. Taking the loan is cash inflow or cash outflow? Doing the investment. तो हमें क्या देखना है? Inflows and outflows of the company. तो for that we need to check which statement? Cash flow statement. तो it gives us the flow of cash. कि कंपनी का inflow. अच्छा, tell me one thing. What you would like to have? More inflow or more outflow? वही हम कंपनी से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं. तो it means when the company is doing good, when there is more इनफ्लो. सेल्स में क्या आएगा? इनफ्लो. परचेज में क्या आएगा? इनफ्लो ज्यादा आएगा तो प्रॉफिट ज्यादा होगा. तो वी आर इंटरेस्टेड इन व्हाट? फ्लो ऑफ कैश. व्हाट इज द थर्ड वन? नोट्स होगा. अच्छा, मैं क्या बताओ, SLMWDB क्या है? मेथड्स ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन. कंपनीज फॉलोइंग विच मेथड? फ्रॉम वेयर यू विल कम टू नो? फ्रॉम द नोट्स टू अकाउंट. तो नोट्स टू अकाउंट्स गिव्स अस डिस्क्लोजर्स ऑफ accounting standards, accounting policies, accounting estimates. Are you getting the point? What are the 3 things? Accounting standards. Companies following which accounting standards? What is AP? Accounting policies. What is AE? Accounting estimate. चलो मैं थोड़ा सा एग्जांपल देता हूं. Please tell me, what is provision for doubtful debt? What do you mean by provision for doubtful debt? Actual bad debt or estimated bad debt? एस्टिमेट का मतलब क्या हुआ? इज इट एक्चुअल फिगर और फॉरकास्टेड फिगर? विच मे हैपन और विच हैज हैपेंड. तो उसे अकाउंटिंग एस्टिमेट्स बोलते हैं. तो कंपनी ने क्या अकाउंटिंग एस्टिमेट लगाए, क्या अकाउंटिंग पॉलिसीज फॉलो करे, विच अकाउंटिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स दे आर फॉलोइंग, ऑल दैट डिस्क्रिप्शन कंपनी गिव्स इन विच स्टेटमेंट? नोट्स टू अकाउंट. Will I get to know about every information from notes to accounts? And finally, I want to know that कि from last year to this year, what changes have come in its equity? So what is the name of the statement? statement of changes in equity. Whatever I want to know about the company, everything is available in five things. So tell me, what are the five things? Balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, notes to accounts, statement of changes in equity. अब board मत देखना, listen to me. I want to know about the position of the company. Balance sheet. I want to know about the results of the company. I want to know about the flow of funds of the company. I want to know about the accounting policies of the company. So I want to know about the changes in their equity. So whatever I wanted to know, it is already given in financial statement or not? Yes. That's why we do the audit of what? Financial statement. Did you get the point? Now, question arises, sir. We also understood what do you mean by balance sheet, P&L, cash flow statement, notes to accounts and statement of changes in equity. But let me tell you one thing. ये जो है ना, this cash flow statement, which statement does not apply to following companies. Can anybody tell me? कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट किनको एप्लीकेबल नहीं है? वन पर्सन कंपनी को एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, स्मॉल कंपनीज को एप्लीकेबल नहीं है, डोरमेंट कंपनी को एप्लीकेबल नहीं है. किसको एप्लीकेबल नहीं है? राइट. एंड इट इज ऑल्सो नॉट एप्लीकेबल टू सेक्शन 8. कहीं पे पढ़ा है सेक्शन 8 में? सेक्शन 8 कंपनी डज नॉट हैव टू प्रिपेयर कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट. आई एम आस्किंग द क्वेश्चन. I'm not telling the answer. Section 8 company पढ़ा है ना? What is Section 8 company? Charitable company, non-profit company. Am I right? Do they have to prepare cash flow? Yes, they have to prepare what? Cash flow. Cash flow is not applicable to OPC, small, dormant, and private limited companies, which are startup companies. Which are which one? Startup. तो ये चार कंपनीज को कैश फ्लो स्टेटमेंट इज नॉट एप्लीकेबल. यहां तक समझ में आया? अब ध्यान से सुनते जाना. आई एम टेकिंग यू टुवर्ड्स द डेफिनेशन ऑफ ऑडिट, बट राइट नाउ फ्रॉम द बिल्डिंग स्टोन. सो दिस इज अवर फाउंडेशन स्टोन. सो व्हाट वी लर्नड अबाउट राइट नाउ इज सेक्शन नंबर 129. 129 talks what? There are how many in number? And what we get to know from each and every statement. Did you understand now? Now my next question. Why these financial statements are prepared? मैंने already पूछा था. We already prepare books of accounts and we also prepare what? Financial. Reason number one, definitely for the audit purpose. Reason number one is what? Audit. Reason number two, company prepares the financial statement for its users of financial statement. For its what? User. ये word याद कर लो. What is the word? Users of financials. Sir, what do you mean by users of financial statement? I will ask you some questions. Please tell me. Is management is a user of financial statement? Yes or no? What is the first person? Management. मेरे को ये बताओ, why management needs financial statements? Management needs financial statement for this purpose. What is this purpose? Decision making. अच्छा, tell me, if you are a loss making company, would you like to remain loss making? Or you would like to convert into profit making? So do you have to take the day-to-day decisions or not? And day-to-day decision कैसे पता चलेंगे? अरे, this year's sales is less, purchases are more, gross profit has been reduced, net loss has been increased. So all this you will come to know from where? Financial statement. The financial statement helps the management in what? Decision making, and second thing, strategic decision making. Which decision making? Strategic decision. दोनों में डिफरेंस बताओ. The first decision making is day to day. मतलब day to day sales increase, decrease. Strategic decision making is vision of the company. What of the company? Vision. कि where do you see yourself in 2035? I want to be the world's number one company in 2035. That is called vision. That is called what? Vision. Present or future? Future. Are you getting the point? All that is connected with the first called financial statement. So who is our first user? Management. Tell me, who is our user? Manager. What are his uses? Decision making, strategic decision. ध्यान से सुनते जाना. Who is our second user? Shareholder. Who is our second user? जिसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Investor. Correct है? अब मेरे को ये बताओ. What does the shareholder? Why shareholder is expecting financial statements? shareholder is expecting so many things. Is he expecting dividend? Yes or no? मैं क्या बताओ, एजीएम मालूम है ना? एजीएम क्या होती है? एजीएम, तो डू वी डिक्लेयर द डिविडेंड और नॉट? तो डिविडेंड इज ऑन प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी और नॉन प्रॉफिटेबल कंपनी, एंड प्रॉफिट कहां पे आता है? पीएनएल. पीएनएल इज अ पार्ट ऑफ व्हाट? फाइनेंशियल. तो व्हाट इज आवर एक्सपेक्टेशन नंबर 1? डिविडेंड. Expectation number 2, suppose you are the investor in one company, would you like to keep your investment in a profit making company or loss making company? What if I'm a loss making company? Would you like to keep your investment or sell your investment? It means they are looking for consistency of business. What of the business, everyone? Consistency of the business, and obviously they are expecting what? Profitability. What they are expecting? Profit. That's why they are waiting for financial statement. To tell me, who is the first person waiting? Management. For decision making, strategic decision making. Who is my second person? For dividend expectation, consistency of business, and what? Profit. Who is my third user? Government. अच्छा, गवर्नमेंट क्यों वेट कर रही है? टैक्सेशन. अच्छा ये बताओ, इनकम के ऊपर क्या लगता है? टैक्स. सेल्स के ऊपर क्या लगता है? जीएसटी. Both are the revenue of whom? Government. Government is waiting for your financial statement so that government can see, okay, 800 crores of tax, 800 crores of income into 30%, 240 crores of tax will come. 10,000 crores of turnover into 5% GST, this much of revenue will come. It means government is interested in what? Tax liability of the company. It is interested in what? Tax liability of the entity. Please tell me, what are the two types of taxes you have? Direct taxes and GST क्या है? और इनकम टैक्स क्या है? डायरेक्ट है. दोनों किसकी पॉकेट में जाते हैं? गवर्नमेंट. करेक्ट है नहीं है? तो वो हु इज माय फर्स्ट यूजर? मैनेजमेंट. हु इज माय सेकंड यूजर? हु इज माय थर्ड यूजर? एक और यूजर है, पहले इसकी बात करते हैं. कौन? कस्टमर. ये ना बहुत ही हाइपोथेटिकल सा क्वेश्चन है, ध्यान से सुनना. व्हेन यू बाय अ कैडबरीज चॉकलेट, डू यू आस्क द सेलर, कैन यू शो मी द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ कैडबरीज? I would like to see the financial statement. On the basis of that, I will decide, do I want a Cadbury chocolate or not? Do you do that? When you buy a Maggi, do you ask the financial statements of Nestle India Limited? So how customer is interested? Understand. Today's customer is your tomorrow's investor. हमेशा याद रखना. Today's customer is your what? आज अगर आप एक प्रोडक्ट बहुत यूज करते हो, and that product manufacturing company tomorrow is raising the share capital by going for IPO. What is IPO? Initial public offer. Would you like to buy the shares? Yes. So today's customer is a potential investor of what? Tomorrow. That is what the LIC did. अब मैं तुम्हें LIC का केस स्टडी बताता हूं. 2022 जनवरी में LIC came up with the issue. Issue मतलब IPO, Initial Public Offer. But do you know already LIC, what business LIC does? LIC का business क्या है? Life insurance policies. LIC ने बहुत ट्रिक किया. क्या किया? कि 28 Feb तक whosoever is holding the life insurance policy bought from which company? LIC. I will give them 70 rupees per share discount. मतलब 960 वाला share you will be able to get only at what? 890. What the people started doing? They started buying what? And so that they can buy what? Shares. At which price? It means first you became what? Customer. Customer became what? Investor. समझ में आ रहा है? कभी भी याद रखो, this is a correct formula of investment. The products which you use, on which you trust, is the best company to buy the shares for. हमेशा याद रखना. आपके टूथब्रश से लेके, आपके पेस्ट से लेके, आपके कपड़ों तक जो आप पहनते हो, ऑन विच यू ट्रस्ट मोर, इज द कंपनी फॉर विच शेयर्स यू शुड बाय. अच्छा, टायर का नाम सुनते सबसे पहली कंपनी क्या होती है? MRF. 1 लाख रुपए पर शेयर प्राइस है उसका. MRF का शेयर प्राइस कितना है? 1 लाख रुपए पर शेयर. बताता हूं, पर शेयर. इट्स नॉट द कंपनी, पर शेयर. ठीक है ना? हम लोग चॉकलेट किसी खाते हैं? कैडबरीज. इंडियन कंपनी नहीं है. सेकंड प्रेफरेंस नेस्ले. नेस्ले 20,000 शेयर है उसका. हम लोग कौन सी सुपरमार्केट में जाते हैं? डीमार्ट, 3,000 रुपए पर शेयर है उसका, 232 रुपीज का शेयर, स्पैन ऑफ 6 ईयर्स में 3,000 पे। हमेशा याद रखो, जो कस्टमर खरीदेगा, अच्छा ये बताओ, कंपनी के प्रॉफिट्स इंक्रीजेस व्हेन सेल्स कौन करता है? कस्टमर। और जब प्रॉफिट ऊपर होंगे, कंपनी विल कम फॉर आईपीओ। और जो बंदा उसका प्रोडक्ट यूज करता है, डज ही हैव अ ट्रस्ट ऑन द कंपनी? एंड हैविंग अ ट्रस्ट, ही विल बाय व्हाट? शेयर। तो टुडेज कस्टमर इज योर टुमारोज व्हाट? इन्वेस्टर। इसलिए हम लोग हमेशा बोलते हैं रूल नंबर 1, कस्टमर इज किंग। व्हाट इज द रूल नंबर 1? Then tell me what is rule number 2? Read the rule number 1 again. What is rule number 1? Customer is king. हमेशा याद रखना। आज का कस्टमर आपका कल का क्या है? इन्वेस्टर। तो कस्टमर इज लुकिंग फॉर इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी। विच अपॉर्चुनिटी? इन्वेस्टमेंट। तो ही सीइंग दैट इफ दिस कंपनी विल कम, will I be able to invest in this company or not? Did you all understand? So tell me, how many users we are done? Tell me the 4 users. Management, shareholder, government. Do you know their uses also? All are waiting for what? Financial statement. Who is my 5th user? Creditor, जिसको हम लोग सप्लायर भी बोलते हैं, करेक्ट? अच्छा ये बताओ, why he is waiting for your financial statement? He is waiting for your financial statement because he is going to calculate credit worthiness of the company. He is going to calculate what? Credit worthiness of company. What do you mean by credit worthiness? अच्छा मेरे को ये बताओ, when you go to a bank for a loan, why the bank is interested in giving the loan? Do they check your CIBIL score? Do they check your income tax return? Do they check your past history or not? Why they are checking? कि whether this borrower is worthy of taking the loan from me or not, will he be able to repay? अच्छा, creditor supplies you the raw material on which basis? Cash basis or credit basis? What is he expecting? कि I should get my payment on time. So when he will get his payment on time? When the company is worthy or unworthy? Worthy. So creditor is waiting for your financial statement so that he can calculate what? Credit worthiness of his customer. अब मान लो मैं वाइजेक स्टील प्लांट का सप्लायर हूं, तो आई एम ईगरली वेटिंग फॉर व्हाट? वाइजेक स्टील प्लांट का ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट, सो दैट आई कैन सी कि वेदर दिस कंपनी आई कैन सेल द गुड्स एंड रॉ मटेरियल ऑन क्रेडिट और नॉट. तो आई एम कैलकुलेटिंग वाइजेक स्टील प्लांट का व्हाट? क्रेडिट वर्थ. अंडरलाइन दिस वर्ड, वी कैलकुलेट व्हाट? क्रेडिट वर्थ. इज इट क्लियर एवरीवन? चलो, अपना नेक्स्ट यूजर कौन है? लेंडर. कौन होते लेंडर्स? बैंक्स, फाइनेंशियल इंस्टीट्यूशंस व्हिच गिव्स यू द लोन. आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? व्हाट दे आर इंटरेस्टेड इन? बैंक की इनकम क्या होती है? इंटरेस्ट. तो दे आर इंटरेस्टेड इन कैलकुलेटिंग रीपेमेंट कैपेसिटी ऑफ द कंपनी. विच कैपेसिटी एवरीवन? अच्छा बताओ, व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय रीपेमेंट कैपेसिटी? अ बैंक गिव्स यू द लोन विद व्हाट एक्सपेक्टेशन? कि बॉस यू विल रीपे माय प्रिंसिपल ओनली और प्रिंसिपल प्लस इंटरेस्ट. प्रिंसिपल प्लस इंटरेस्ट. इज दिस कंपनी कैपेबल ऑफ पेइंग माय प्रिंसिपल एंड इंटरेस्ट? टेल मी द 6 यूजर्स नाउ. मैनेजमेंट, शेयरहोल्डर, गवर्नमेंट, कस्टमर, क्रेडिटर, लेंडर. शुड आई आस्क यू नाउ वन बाय वन? गवर्नमेंट क्यों इंटरेस्टेड है? टैक्स लायबिलिटी के लिए. क्रेडिट वर्थिनेस किसके लिए वेट कर रहा है? क्रेडिट वर्थिनेस चेक करने के लिए. बैंकर किसके लिए वेट कर रहा है? रीपेमेंट कैपेसिटी के लिए. कस्टमर क्यों वेट कर रहा है? इन्वेस्टमेंट अपॉर्चुनिटी के लिए. शेयर होल्डर क्यों वेट कर रहा है? करेक्ट है. और मैनेजमेंट क्यों वेट कर रही है? वैसे ही एक और बंदा है जो वेट करता है, वो है अपना पिलर ऑफ द कंपनी, दैट इज कॉल्ड व्हाट? एम्प्लॉय. ये क्यों वेट कर रहा है बेचारा? इसको तो सैलरीज एंड वेजेस मिलती है. ये वेट कर रहा है अपनी जॉब सिक्योरिटी के लिए. किसके लिए? अच्छा मेरे को ये बताओ, ले ऑफ क्या होता है? कीपिंग यू ऑन द जॉब और थ्रोइंग यू आउट ऑफ द जॉब. वो कब होता है? व्हेन द कंपनी इज प्रॉफिट मेकिंग और कंपनी इज लॉस मेकिंग. तो जब एम्प्लॉय को दिखेगा कि माई कंपनी वेयर आई एम डूइंग द जॉब इज अ लॉस मेकिंग, व्हाट थ्रेट विल कम टू हिज माइंड? बॉस लग रहा है मेरी तो वाट लग गई. Will I be continuing or not? Maybe I may get the termination letter. He will keep on checking the email कि resignation और termination का कोई mail ना आ जाए. तो he is eagerly waiting for what? job security, plus he's waiting for retirement benefits and employment benefits. अब मेरे को ये बताओ, gratuity क्या होती है? Is it a lump sum amount we pay to the employee or not? After how many years? 5 years. आपने सैलरी चैप्टर स्टार्ट हो गया तो करा है ना हमने ग्रेचुटी. पीएफ क्या होता है? प्रोविडेंट फंड. बोनस क्या होता है? विच वी गिव इट टू होम? एम्प्लॉय. ही इज ओनली, अच्छा, आर दे द पार्ट ऑफ योर सैलरी और दे आर ओवर एंड अबव सैलरी? बोनस आपको ईयरली मिलता है, ग्रेचुटी आपको रिटायरमेंट पे मिलती है, पीएफ आपको रिटायरमेंट पे मिलता है. विच कंपनीज कैन गिव यू दिस? लॉस मेकिंग और प्रॉफिट मेकिंग? और प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस आता कहां पे है? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट. एवरीथिंग इज हैविंग अ कनेक्शन. अब तुम्हें बताओ, बिफोर आई टोल्ड यू दिस, डिड यू नो द यूजर्स ऑफ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट? नो. इसीलिए कंपनी प्रिपेयर्स व्हाट? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट. दिस इज द रीजन कंपनी प्रिपेयर्स द फाइनेंशियल. तो हु आर माय 7 यूजर्स? अब बताओ फाइनली. मैनेजमेंट, शेयर होल्डर्स, गवर्नमेंट, कस्टमर, क्रेडिटर, लेंडर. What are they waiting for? Management. Second, government. Government is waiting for tax liability. Third, creditor. Credit worthiness. Lender. Repayment capacity. Customer. Investment opportunity. Employee. Job security. And who is our last one? Lender. Oh, sorry. Shareholder. Dividend. Consistency in business. Profitability. Every user has a use of what? Financial statement. That's why company cannot only prepare books of accounts. Every company has to prepare what? Financial statement. And FS is prepared from BOA, books of account. अब क्वेश्चन अराइज होता है कि सर वी अंडरस्टूड आवर यूजर्स, करेक्ट है, एंड वी ऑल्सो अंडरस्टूड देयर व्हाट? यूजेस. हमने यूजर्स भी पढ़ लिए, उनके यूजेस, बट वेदर दीज पीपल will believe which financial statement, unaudited or audited? That's where our need comes as a chartered accountant. उन लोगों को एफएस में इंटरेस्ट नहीं है, उन लोगों को ऑडिटेड एफएस में इंटरेस्ट है. एफएस इज जस्ट अ पीस ऑफ पेपर. जैसे ये पीस ऑफ पेपर है, एफएस इज जस्ट अ पीस ऑफ पेपर. लेकिन इस एफएस के साथ अगर मैं अपनी ऑडिट रिपोर्ट अटैच कर दूं तो व्हाट इज दिस नाउ? ऑडिटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट. नाउ इट इज अ व्हाट? और अगर मैं रिमूव कर दूं तो इट इज जस्ट एन एफएस. तो दे आर नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन दिस, दे आर इंटरेस्टेड इन रिपोर्ट. रिपोर्ट के अंदर क्या है? ओपिनियन. रिपोर्ट के अंदर क्या है? ओपिनियन. हु इज गिविंग द ओपिनियन? ऑडिटर. ऑन व्हाट? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स ऑफ द कंपनी बिफोर एग्जामिनेशन और आफ्टर एग्जामिनेशन. दैट्स व्हाई वी डू द ऑडिट ऑफ व्हाट? फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट. अब यहां पे लिखा हुआ है नेगेटिव, यहां पे उसने पढ़ा, यहां पे लिखा हुआ है नेगेटिव ओपिनियन. व्हाट डज दैट मीन? कंपनी इज डूइंग वेल और नॉट डूइंग वेल? एवरी वन ऑफ 7 पीपल विल स्टार्ट वरिंग और नॉट? यस. शेयर प्राइस क्या आएगा? डाउन. इसका मतलब अपना एक सिग्नेचर कैन मेक द कंपनी एंड कैन ब्रेक द कंपनी. तो हुज सिग्नेचर इज मोर पावरफुल? ऑडिटर. अब समझ में आ रहा है? आवर ओपिनियन मैटर्स फॉर दीज पीपल. So they are all interested in FS or audited financial statement. That's why now we have to understand the meaning of the word called audit. ये सब ground work था to make you understand the meaning of the word called audit. अब समझ में आया? अब मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन बताओ, audit of what? Audit is a investigation or examination? Why? Investigation starts with a which mind? Suspicious mind. Auditing starts with a suspicious mind? It starts with a questioning mind. Which mind? So is it an investigation or examination? Of what? Books of accounts or financial statements? For whom? Users of financial statement. हम लोग अपने लिए ऑडिट नहीं कर रहे. मेरे को घंटा भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता रिलायंस प्रॉफिट मेकिंग है या लॉस मेकिंग. बट हाँ, माई सिग्नेचर विल क्रिएट सो मेनी डिसीजंस ऑफ द आउटसाइडर. दोज पीपल आर वेटिंग फॉर my signature, my opinion, my report. That's why we are required in the economy of India to do the audit of financial statement. Is it clear, everyone? So this is what do you mean by audit. So can I say that audited financial statement increases your trust? Does it increase your confidence? And does it increase the credibility? And it also increases your reliability. People rely upon AFS, not on FS. So हमेशा याद रखना, we are the spine, we are the backbone of Indian economy. अगर हम लोग नहीं है ना मार्केट में, तो no one will be able to give you the opinion कि whether this company is doing well or not doing well, because we are the independent examiners. What do we call ourselves? Independent examiners. Now I hope you understood the worth of your profession. अब समझ में आ रहा है? हम लोग जब अकाउंटेंसी पढ़ते ना, अकाउंटेंसी, टैक्स, लॉ, वी ऑलवेज कीप ऑन थिंकिंग कि इट्स जस्ट लाइक अ सब्जेक्ट, कि एक अपने को सब्जेक्ट है, क्लियर होना है. लेकिन जब आप ऑडिटिंग पढ़ना स्टार्ट करते हो ना, तो देन यू विल अंडरस्टैंड कि व्हाई वी आर डूइंग ऑल दीज सब्जेक्ट्स. आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? अब मेरे को ये बताओ, व्हाई यू शुड हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ अकाउंटिंग. फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स आर प्रिपेयर्ड बाय फॉलोइंग एसएस और एएस. तो आपको एएस की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. करेक्ट है नहीं है? इज इट अ फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट ऑफ अ कंपनी और नॉट? तो आपको लॉ की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. प्रॉफिट के ऊपर क्या पे करते हैं? तो आपको टैक्सेशन की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. कंपनी ने बहुत सारे प्लांट्स एंड मशीनरीज खरीदे, तो उन्होंने फाइनेंशियल डिसीजन लिए है नहीं, तो आपको एफएम की नॉलेज होनी चाहिए. कंपनी की टॉप लेवल मैनेजमेंट अगले 10 इयर्स में व्हाट इज देयर विजन? इट मींस यू शुड हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक मैनेजमेंट. देयर इज अ रेलेवेंस ऑफ एवरी सब्जेक्ट. यू आर नॉट अंडरस्टैंडिंग. यू मेक इट फेवरेट विच इज रॉन्ग. आप लोग पता क्या करते हो? आप फेवरेट बना लेते हो. अकाउंटिंग मेरा फेवरेट है, टैक्सेशन मेरा फेवरेट है, लॉ, ऑडिटिंग, दो बार. समझ रहे हो? You are nobody to make the choice. Every subject is having a equal 100 marks or not. Can you clear your CA without clearing any particular subject? Or you have to clear all? So that is a very certain fact bhai, कि you can't make a word choice. You don't have a choice at all. You have to be equally good in all the subjects. क्योंकि you never know after getting qualified where you would like to establish your practice. Like I have my friend who is South India का third biggest CA firm dealing in GST. His annual turnover is almost 60 CR plus in practicing firm. So he's a specialized in what? IDT. What he could have done if IDT would not have been his favorite subject then? You make favorite after getting qualified. Don't make the favorites before getting qualified. Before getting qualified, every subject is what? But that doesn't mean that he is good in IDT but not good in accounting. Today, he also knows that what does AS10 says. So we are the all-rounders. We are the chartered accountants. We know everything. Some clients will come to me for ITR. Should I have the knowledge of tax? Some client will ask me, Rohit, can you incorporate a company? Should I know Spice Plus? Yes or no? Some company will say, Rohit, I want to take a decision for buying a plant and machinery. Will you help in taking the financial decision, financial management? Every subject has a relevance. Each and every subject. You can't make a choice. Just because you don't like a subject, that doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. You have to do it everything. अब जैसे मैंने बताया, auditing starts when? So you can't do auditing if you don't know what. Auditing में 30 marks of the portion comes from your remaining subjects. Law का question भी आएगा, tax का question भी आएगा, costing का भी आएगा, accounting का भी आएगा. Auditing is the end product of all these subjects. What do we audit? We audit laws of the company. We audit taxes of the company. We audit accounting of the company. We audit the decisions of the company. That is what audit is all about. So it's an ocean. Auditing is what? Ocean. End product of every subject is what? Auditing. Acha, tell me, what is this paper number? 5. Tell me the first 4 papers. Do you know the reason why this is not in your first group? This is in your second group. We want you to have a good understanding of first 4 subjects so that you can understand what? Audit. समझ रहे हो? That's the only reason this subject comes always in your group 2. It can never ever come in future in the group 1. तो सब्जेक्ट का जो रेलेवेंस है ना, it is being crafted by the ICA in such a manner कि every subject has its own relevance and at its own place in the pipeline. Did you get the point or not? Group 1 is all learning. Group 2 is all application. ये हमेशा याद रखना. 100% clarity. यहां तक समझ में आया? तो अब अपन पढ़ते हैं, what do you mean by the term called what? Audit. ध्यान से सुनना. Did I write definition of audit or meaning of audit? इसका मतलब audit does not have any definition. It has a what? Meaning. Sir, where its meaning is written, ध्यान से पढ़ना. Its meaning is written under SA 200. What is the first standard we are starting? ध्यान से सुनना. What is SA 200? Overall objectives of an audit and conducting audit as per essays. Everyone repeat, what is the name of the standard? Overall objectives of an audit and conducting the audit as per standards on auditing. तो ये standard क्या बोलता है? It's a mother standard. 200 is a mother standard of all the standard. तो ये standard क्या बोलता है? You should know the overall objectives of your audit, and whenever you conduct an audit, please conduct it as per following what? Standards on auditing. This standard has given us the meaning of the word called audit. अब सुनो, I will give you the meaning. You try to retain it and tell me whatever I said. Auditing is an independent examination of financial statements of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its nature, size, and structure, with the sole objective of expressing an opinion on financial statement. चपंडी, प्लीज जल्दी बताओ. नहीं समझ में आया ना? सुनो, एक रूल बताता हूं लॉ एंड ऑडिटिंग में. Whenever you get definitions, cut them into pieces, understand, and then paste it again. मैंने तुम्हें क्या बोला? फर्स्ट पॉइंट, ऑडिटिंग इज एन, व्हाट इज द फर्स्ट वर्ड आई यूज्ड? इंडिपेंडेंट एंड सिस्टमैटिक. ओके, लेट्स फोकस ऑन दीज टू वर्ड्स. व्हाट इज द वर्ड नंबर 1? स्टार्ट करो. ऑडिटिंग इज एन इंडिपेंडेंट एंड सिस्टमैटिक. स्टॉप हियर. व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय इंडिपेंडेंट? मतलब ऑडिटिंग शुड बी डन बाय अ प्रैक्टिसिंग सीए who is independent from his client. He should not have any financial relationship with the client. He should not have any family relationship with the client. ना आपका client के साथ family relationship होना चाहिए, ना financial relationship. Try to understand. What if I have 10,000 shares of Reliance and Reliance opts me to be their statutory auditor? Should I accept or should I refuse? Why? When I will do the audit and if I want to give a negative opinion, what will happen if I'll give negative opinion? Share price will go up or down. Will it be a loss to my pocket? So will I remain partial or impartial? Partial. But I have to be what? Impartial. So which two relationships you should avoid with your client? Family relationship? Finance. What if I like the daughter of MD of my client? अब मेरा उसका रिलेशनशिप चल रहा है. अब वो मेरे बोले मेरे पापा की कंपनी को ऑडिट कर दो ना. मैंने कहा कर तो देंगे बाबा, बट आई बी अंडर अ डोमिनेंट इन्फ्लुएंस और नॉट. मैं नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट देने लगा था ना, बोले डोंट यू लव मी, प्लीज कन्वर्ट योर नेगेटिव रिपोर्ट इनटू पॉजिटिव रिपोर्ट. तो इज शी इन्फ्लुएंसिंग मी और नॉट? विच रिलेशनशिप? फैमिली रिलेशनशिप. सो ट्राई टू अवॉइड दीज टू रिलेशनशिप विद योर क्लाइंट. व्हाट आर द टू? Never accept any gifts and favors from your client. If they are giving the gifts and favors to you today, they will definitely ask it tomorrow. आज अगर आपको वो फेवर कर रहे हैं ना, तो tomorrow they will definitely ask you the return favor. तो that is why the first word is the word independent. तो auditing is an independent. What is the second word? सिस्टमैटिक का मतलब ये होता है कि ऑडिटिंग शुड बी डन इन अ प्लान्ड मैनर. इन विच मैनर? प्लान. ऐसा नहीं है कि टुडे क्लाइंट अपॉइंटेड मी, टुमारो आई विल स्टार्ट डूइंग द ऑडिट. नो. अच्छा, टेल मी व्हाट इज द बिजनेस ऑफ एसके लिमिटेड? यू डोंट नो? तो इसका मतलब क्या? एसके लिमिटेड अपॉइंटेड यू टुडे, टुमारो यू विल डू द ऑडिट, और यू विल फर्स्ट नो, वुड लाइक टू नो अबाउट एसके लिमिटेड. Would you like to acquire the knowledge of client's business? Yes. पहले client के बारे में R&D करो. What is R&D? Research and development. उसके बारे में planning करो. If your client is big, will your audit team also going to be bigger or not? फिर strategy करो. फिर अपनी planning and strategy को piece of paper पे लिखो कि what you are going to check. What if my client is a manufacturer? Should I check custom returns or GST returns? My client is a manufacturer. GST returns. Which returns? What if he is into import and export business? Custom return. पहले पता तो कर लो क्लाइंट क्या है. First, you should know everything about your client. The auditing is a one-step audit or it's a planned audit. Because someone has very rightfully said that if you are failing to plan, you are planning to fail. If you are failing to plan, you are actually planning to fail. अगर आप प्लानिंग करने में फेल होते हो, you are actually planning to get what? Failed. Again repeating, if you are failing to plan, you are actually planning to get failed. तो ऑडिटिंग इज अ विच प्रोसेस? सिस्टमेटिक. आराम से करना है. तुम बिलीव नहीं करोगे, 70% आउट ऑफ 12 days इज प्लानिंग. ओनली 5 days वी डू व्हाट? ऑडिट. चलो बाहुबली का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. बाहुबली वो याद है, वो टेंट के अंदर प्लानिंग करते ना, वो ब्लैक उल्ला वो आते अपने. डू दे 7-8 days planning or not? Fight takes place only for 2 hours. The planning takes 7 to 10 days, but the implementation takes only 2 hours. Acha, since when your classes have started? August month. When is your exam? So till April, are you preparing? Exam is only for. Your planning was for 11 months, but your execution is only what? 3 hours. वो 3 घंटे ये डिसाइड करेंगे कि what you invested in how many months? 11 months was worthful or not. Same audit में होता है. Audit में everything is planning. Execution of audit is very simple. जाके चेक ही तो कर रहे हैं, but चेक क्या करना है? That is a part of what? Planning. What to check, what not to check, that you have to decide upfront. So that's why auditing is a which one? Independent and what? Systematic. यहां तक समझ में आया? Independent and systematic what? Investigation or examination? Of what? Financial information. Independent and systematic examination of financial. I hope you know the meaning of examination. It means, do we start with a suspicious mind? Of which information? Am I interested if MD is having an affair with the company secretary? Am I interested? That is financial information or non? मेरे को सिर्फ 5 चीजों से मतलब है. बैलेंस शीट, P&L, cash flow statement, notes to account, who is having how many kids, whether someone is divorcee, whether someone is having an affair. Are these financial or non-financial? दोनों पॉइंट्स को मर्ज करो. Auditing is an of an entity. What is the word? Why I didn't write the word company? क्योंकि audit takes place on any kind of entity. Schools have audit, cinema halls have audit, trust have audit, society has audit, right or not? So is it better to write company or better to write the word entity? तीनों points को merge करो. Independent and systematic examination of an entity, whether profit oriented or not. अच्छा ये बताओ, only the profit making companies will be audited or loss making also? हमें एक घंटा भी फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Are you a profit making or loss making? Are you a section 8 or a non section 8? Audit is what? Compulsory. अब चारों पॉइंट्स को मर्ज करो. Auditing is an independent and systematic examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its nature, size and structure. Repeat the 3 words. Irrespective. Acha, what do you mean by irrespective? Do we bother or we don't bother? We are not bothered about your nature of business. We are not bothered about the size of the business. We are not bothered about the structure of the business. We will do auditing. Either you are a small company or a big company. Either you are a trading company or manufacturing company. Either you are an entity in the form of society or entity in the form of company. Audit is compulsory. Right or not? To express opinion on financial statements. to express opinion on financial statement. हम लोग एफएस के ऊपर गारंटी नहीं देते. हम लोग क्या नहीं देते? गारंटी. हम लोग क्या देते हैं? ओपिनियन. क्योंकि अगर मैंने गारंटी दे दी तो व्हाट विल हैपन? In case something wrong will happen, my collar will be caught and I'll be sent behind the bars. So we never. अच्छा मेरे को बताओ, can you give a guarantee in 10 days what they have done in 365 days? तो can you guarantee or you can only express an opinion? ये just opinion है. I asked something, you shown me something, I found it better, this is my opinion. That's it. We can't guarantee someone. So we, in the audit, we never ever give the guarantee on FS. We always give what? Opinion on FS. अब सारे points को merge करो and tell me what is the definition of auditing? An independent and systematic examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size, nature, and structure, in order to express an opinion on financial state. This is what I told you 10 minutes back when I told you in one sentence. Auditing is an independent and systematic examination of financial information of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its nature, size, and structure, with the sole objective of expressing an opinion on finance. अब मेरे को ये बताओ, what is the last word? Should I have told you financial statement first or right now? First. That's why we started with the definition of financial statement. To reach the definition of what? Audit. इसका मतलब we never do the audit of books of accounts. We always do the audit of financial statement. 100% clarity. I hope now you understood ki in which zone you are sitting right now. Subject auditing is very vast, not in terms of portion, in terms of understanding. जितना आप subject को consume करोगे, the more you will be the better chartered accountant in your life. क्योंकि this subject having a connection with all other subjects. आपको अकाउंटिंग नहीं आती, यू कांट बी अ गुड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट. आपको लॉ नहीं आता, यू कांट बी अ गुड चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट. दैट्स व्हाई एवरी नॉलेज यू हैव टू गैदर. एंड व्हाई आईसीए कीप्स ऑन चेंजिंग योर पोर्शन? रीजन बीइंग वेरी सिंपल. आईसीए को पता है आज मार्केट में क्या चाहिए. आपको मालूम है फाइनल में एक सब्जेक्ट आया साइकोलॉजी. व्हाई अ चार्टेड अकाउंटेंट नीड्स टू हैव द नॉलेज ऑफ साइकोलॉजी? टू अंडरस्टैंड द क्लाइंट बिहेवियर. टू अंडरस्टैंड विच बिहेवियर? क्लाइंट बिहेवियर. मैं तुम्हें बताता हूं अब साइकोलॉजी क्यों चाहिए. मेरा एक क्लाइंट है तो वन ऑफ माय क्लाइंट केम टू माय ऑफिस फॉर फाइलिंग द आईटीआर. ही केम टू माय ऑफिस एंड सेड दैट सर मेरा आईटीआर बनना. ऑब्वियसली वी फाइल आईटीआर्स. सो ही इज अ सीनियर डायरेक्टर इन ओरेकल कंपनी. यू नो ना ओरेकल? ही इज द सीनियर डायरेक्टर इन ओरेकल. उसका 1.25 CR पर एनम का उसका पैकेज है. मतलब वो 1.25 करोड़ रुपए साल के कमा रहा है. मतलब ऑलमोस्ट नहीं तो मंथली उसको 10 लाख रुपए आ रहे. उन्होंने मेरे पास आया. ही सेड दैट सर आई वांट टू फाइल व्हाट? आईटीआर. मैंने कहा सर 20,000 रुपीज इज द फीस ऑफ फाइलिंग द आईटीआर. ऑब्वियसली बिग क्लाइंट పెద్ద అమౌంట్. పెద్ద క్లయింట్ పెద్ద అమౌంట్, చిన్న క్లయింట్ చిన్న. ऐसा नहीं है कि we do sometimes for our relatives free also. बट वेर एवर यू हैव एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू अर्न द मनी. भाई वो कितना कमा रहा है, उसके लिए 20,000 ऐसा कर दिए तो गिर जाते. मेरे लिए वो फीस है क्योंकि आई एम हियर गिविंग द सर्विसेज एंड आई एम नॉट अ सेक्शन 8 कंपनी. आई विल तो डेफिनेटली वर्ड चार्ज. तुम्हें फ्री में करना है, यूट्यूब पे लिंक मारो हाउ टू फाइल एन आईटीआर, तो तुम्हें 1 लाख वीडियोस आ जाएंगी. यू डू दैट. बट दैट पर्सन डज नॉट हैव अ टाइम टू डू दैट. दैट्स व्हाई ही इज कमिंग टू माय ऑफिस. तो आई कोटेड. मैंने कहा सर 20,000 रुपीज लगेंगे. एनीवेज यू हैव ESOPs, कैपिटल गेन, ऑल दोस थिंग्स, सो इट विल बी 20. उन्होंने बोला सर 10,000 में कर दो ना. मैंने कहा वेजिटेबल मार्केट में बैठेंगे अपन, मैं टमाटर बेच रहा हूँ क्या तुम्हें कि आई कोटेड 60 रुपीज, यू आर सेइंग नो भैया 30 रुपीज ऑल दो. मैंने कहा क्या नेगोशिएशन किस बात की है? इज इट अ बार्गेनिंग प्लेस? You are sitting in a chartered accountant's office. I am asking you, you came for the survey. He came from Gachibowli to my office in Minister Road. From there, he came to my office just to save 10,000. No. So he said 10,000, 10,000. He was a very cunning personality. I will not name him. So I also said, okay, यार, 10,000 में कर देंगे. So I thought something is better than नथिंग। तो मैंने कहा बट आई वॉज हैविंग दैट इन माइंड। तो आई रेड माई क्लाइंट की ही इज अ वेरी कनिंग पर्सनैलिटी। आई फाइल्ड द ITR। आफ्टर 2.5 months of ITR he get a income tax notice. He got a which notice? With whose blessings? With my blessings. He got the income tax notice. Notice one in the section 143 subsection 1 of Income Tax Act 1961. पता क्या होता है? When they see the income tax department का envelope, उनकी ना आत्मा परमात्मा से मिलने, he started doing like this, कड़े 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 कड़े। तो he came to my office, बोला रोहित सर ये क्या सर ये नोटिस आ गया सर, देखो अभी एक्टिंग। ओ माय गॉड, नोटिस आ गया, एज इफ आई डोंट नो। नोटिस आया, मैं कहता मैं ओपन कर, मैं ना ओपन नहीं करना, मैं गिव इट टू मी। मैंने ड्रॉअर खोला, वो उसका नोटिस लिया, आई केप्ट इट। सर कम आफ्टर 2 weeks, I have to go to Income Tax Department Appellate Tribunal and I have to meet with the Commissioner of Income Tax Appeals. I thrown those kind of words which went bouncer to him. He didn't understand anything. कहता okay sir, whatever you will say, I'll come. मैंने कहा okay then come after 1 month. तो after 1 month or 2 weeks he came and मैंने वो drawer खोला, notice was still there. I didn't go anywhere. You know what was there in that notice? It was written in the notice, we Income Tax Department, Government of India are proud to announce you as a proud citizen of India for paying your taxes on time. It was not a notice, it was a congratulation letter. कि you are paying your 20 lakhs tax on what? Time. We are very proud of you. You should lead the people by an example कि pay your taxes on. But he never opened. अब मेरे को बताओ, he never opened. He came to me after 1 week, after 1 month, and I said, sir, I went over there, I paid 1 lakh to income tax officer, plus 25,000 is my fees for getting your case closed. तो compromise में करवाया, तो he ended up paying me what? How much he saved? He saved or he paid more? Had he not been entered into any negotiations with me in the beginning, he could have saved 1,25,000. उसने मेरे से negotiate करा, कितने के लिए? 10,000. How much he ended up paying? For anything or for nothing? For nothing. Just because he was not willing to open the income tax का notice. इसे बोलते हम लोग पढ़े लिखे अनपढ़ लोग, educated illiterate fellows. समझ में आया? Educated but illiterate fellows. He knows how to earn 1.25 CR, but he doesn't know how to open an envelope. Reason being very simple. India is a very emotional full country. India is a very emotional full country. You should know how to play with the emotions. That's where the chartered accountant comes. प्रॉब्लम पता क्या है? इंडिया में पुलिस डिपार्टमेंट का नोटिस, लीगल नोटिस, कोर्ट का समन, वारंट, IT डिपार्टमेंट नोटिस, ये देखते ही अपनी आत्मा परमात्मा से मिल जाती है, क्योंकि वी आर नॉट हैबिचुअल ऑफ सीइंग दीज थिंग्स. दैट्स व्हाट द सेम थिंग हैपेंड विद मी. आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? एंड एवरी ईयर विदाउट फेल नाउ ही इज पेइंग मी 20,000. एंड इवन इफ आई टेल हिम ना नेक्स्ट ईयर ऑनवर्ड 25,000 ही विल पे. अब समझ में आया? This is called psychology. Understanding the behavior of your client. Right? जब लोहा गर्म हो तो थोड़ा मार देना चाहिए. Had he been opened it, if he could have been an educated, literate person, he could have opened and seen that okay, I am getting congratulated with that. But क्या होता है प्रॉब्लम इंडिया में यही होती है. Everyone needs to rush to the chartered accountant's office. Reason? Because they don't know what to do, what not to do. थोड़ा सा भी कोई टेंशन होता CA के ऑफिस, कोई टैक्स का नोटिस है सी के, अरे वो दे आर द ह्यूमन बीइंग्स, दे विल नॉट ईट यू. यू डिडंट पे द टैक्स, वी विल हेल्प यू इन सेविंग द टैक्स ना. आर यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? बट नेवर एवर बार्गेन विद अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट. दैट इज द मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी. समझ में आ रहा है? वी हैव स्पेंड 5 to 6 years in this course and we are spending this to just to do the bargaining and all. No, we are meant more than that. भाई 5 साल हमने इन्वेस्ट करे हैं. डू यू थिंक दैट, अच्छा मेरे को बताओ, डॉक्टर की पढ़ाई मेडिकल MBBS, डज इट टेक 1 CR 2 CR टू कंप्लीट द MBBS और नॉट? यस. And how much doctors charge? 1500 rupees for 10 minutes of consultation. We are to still charging less than that. Do they recover their money from the patients or not? By charging 10 lakhs, 20 lakh rupees per operation, they charge. Why? Because their parents have invested what? 1 crores and crores of rupees in making them a doctor. Same is the case with us. They invested money, we invested time. 5 years, so I'm telling you, if you will clear the CA in one go, if you will give the attempt again and again, maybe 6 to 7 years it takes for an average chartered accountant to clear the CA course. And why we should not have a bloody right to exploit the client? Why you don't have the knowledge? You came to my office. I have every right to charge 20,000. Why we are here to charge 500? Why are you degrading yourself? Remember, if you degrade yourself, that person will have a lower expectation from you. Never complete your client's work on time. If you complete on time, his expectation will increase. He will say, अरे रोहित तो टाइम पे कर ही देगा. नहीं करते भाई टाइम पे. 2 मिनट का टाइम लगता है ITR 20 days minimum. So that he should understand that कि why I am charging 20,000. Because it takes time. But actually it does not. But उसको तो फील होना चाहिए ना. भाई अब मेरे को ये बताओ, मैं उसको बोलूंगा सर आप चाय पी के आओ, मैं ITR फाइल कर देता हूं. Do you think that for 5 minutes he will pay me 20,000? सर आप 2-3 weeks के बाद आना, I will give you the ITR. This is how you play with your client. This is called behavioral sciences. You should know how to play with the people mind. So we are bloody chartered accountants. We are not here to make ourselves fool. It's vice versa. Did you get the point? So this is what you need to learn. Why I am telling you this? Because ICAI is on the stepping stone of becoming the world's #1 accounting body. Right now it is second largest accounting body in the world after AICPA. Anybody knows? American Institute of Certified Public, AICPA, American Institute of Certified Public Accountant. This is the world's #1. We are the world's #2. Everything is changing. Your MCQ pattern, everything is changing as per the new pattern. So you have to change the way of learning also. You will never see me opening the material in the class. I will just spread the knowledge. You read it from the material and then let me know, did you understand or not? Did you get the point? तो अपने को कंज्यूम करना है सब्जेक्ट. वी आर नॉट हियर टू हैव अ बुकिश नॉलेज, क्योंकि एग्जामिनेशन में दैट विल नॉट कम विच यू हैव सीन इन द बुक. एग्जामिनेशन में सिचुएशन विल कम and you have to act according to what? Situation. This is what a chartered accountant does. Every day new challenges, this and that. Even though you have not gone to IT department ever in your life, but you have to go if the client will come. Because if the client has come to your office with some expectation, it is your responsibility to fulfill that. नहीं किया तो गूगल करो. कैसे? Never allow your client to leave your office empty handed. He is coming to your office, sir, I want to incorporate a company. Please let me know how to incorporate a company. Take time. Sir, please come after 2 days. I'll let you know the whole process. Do your R&D. See YouTube, how to incorporate a company. Even if you have a knowledge, but you forgot, see YouTube. Never allow other person to understand whether you know the thing or not. You know everything. Assume like this. You are a chartered accountant. That's it. This is how you grow in your life. Clear hai? So बताओ भाई, auditing का definition went inside head. What is the definition of auditing? Last time बताओ. Without looking at the board. Take a second. Without looking at the board, keep that in mind. It is an and systematic examination of an entity, whether profit oriented or not, irrespective of its size, nature and structure, with only to express an. हम लोग गारंटी नहीं देते. वी ऑलवेज गिव व्हाट? ओपिनियन. क्रिस्टल क्लियर है? बट सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वाज नॉट हैप्पी विद दिस. सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट सेड दैट कि नो, only expressing an opinion is not your duty. So central government introduced section number 143, subsection 12, subsection 13, subsection 14 and subsection 15. How many sections they introduced? 4 subsection in our definition of what? Auditing. They said that it is the duty of an auditor to report fraud. So what is the name of the section? ड्यूटी ऑफ एन ऑडिटर टू रिपोर्ट अ फ्रॉड. आपका काम सिर्फ ओपिनियन एक्सप्रेस करना नहीं है. ड्यूरिंग द ऑडिट, if you'll come to know that your client is doing some frauds, then it is your duty that you have to report that fraud to the central government. You have to report that fraud to whom? Central government. Who has to report? Auditor. किसको रिपोर्ट करना है? तो अब ये स्टैंडर्ड क्या बोलता है, ध्यान से सुनना. Don't write it, first understand, otherwise you will lose it. If you are an auditor, what is the point number 1? If you are an auditor and if you come across, what is the word I wrote? Come across a fraud. If you are an auditor and if you come across a fraud while doing your audit, then it is your duty to report that fraud to central government within 60 days. Within how many days? आपको 60 days के अंदर एक रिपोर्ट बनानी है and you have to send that report to whom? Central government. Read the whole sentence now. If you are an auditor, while doing your audit, if you come across any kind of fraud, it is your duty to report that fraud to central government within 60 days. You know why I wrote like this? Because I wanted to tell you what is the meaning of whole sentence. Now the question arises, sir, audit means what? Auditor means what? There are total 96 to 100 types of auditor. The central government made it very clear. If you are a statutory auditor, if you are a which auditor? If you are a secretarial auditor, or if you are a cost auditor. What are the 3 auditor covered? इसका मतलब practicing CA is covered, practicing CS is covered and practicing CMA. तीनों को एक साथ कवर कर दिया. If you are doing the statutory audit of your client, like what we do, financial statement का, if you were doing the secretarial audit of your client, and if you were doing the cost audit of your client, and now you came across that there is a fraud, don't shut down your eyes. Report us within how many days? 6 days. कौन बोल रहा है ये? Central government. So tell me, who 3 auditors are covered? Statutory auditor, secretarial auditor, cost auditor. And what is the second word used? You don't have to detect or sniff a fraud while doing the audit if you saw a fraud. ऐसा नहीं है कि you are not a fraud finding machine. क्योंकि do you have that much of time or not that much of time? No, we don't have that much of time. While doing the audit, if I see any fraud, that's why I use the word come across. अगर आपको कोई fraud दिखता है, तो then that fraud has to be reported to whom? Central government. Within how many days? Third problem came कि sir, who is central government? Central government means secretary of Ministry of Corporate Affairs. Whosoever will be the present secretary of the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, we have to send the report to him or her within how many days? 60 days. Ab batao, did you understand the duty? So this is along with the expression of opinion. It means, are we only for opinion or we are also for reporting? Reporting what? Fraud. So repeat the whole sentence. If you are an auditor, if you come across any fraud, it is your duty to report the fraud to the central government within. अब ध्यान से सुनो. Which auditor? Are the 3 professionals of India are covered? You are doing what? Audit. You came across what? Fraud. You have the duty to report that fraud to whom? The biggest question was, sir, fraud तो 10 rupees का भी होता है, fraud 10,000 crores का भी होता है, तो fraud तो 100 rupees का भी होता है, fraud 100 crore rupees का भी होता है. Which frauds, how much amount of frauds we have to report? तो central government ने क्या किया? They divided it into 2 parts. If the fraud amount is less than what? 1 crore. And if the fraud amount is greater than equals to, अब ध्यान से सुनना. If the fraud amount is less than what? 1 crore. ये आपको पृथ्वी सर भी करवाएंगे. Section number 143, he will also teach you. क्योंकि you have up to section number 148. If the fraud amount is less than what? 1 crore. What the auditor has to do? He has to report fraud to board of directors or audit committee. What is AC stands for? Audit committee of the company within 2 days. Within how many days? You don't have to report it to central government. If the fraud amount is less than what? 1 crore. Not equals to. If it is 90 lakhs का fraud है, Board of Directors, Audit Committee. 99 lakhs. 1 crore exactly. Other side. So if the fraud amount is less than what? 1 crore, report it only to the Board of Directors and Audit Committee within how many days? If the fraud amount is greater than equals to what? 1 crore, repeat the same process. Report it to whom? Board of Directors and Audit Committee within how many days? Give them, second point now, give them 45 days to reply. Who is giving whom? Auditor is telling to the Board of Directors, I am giving you how many days? Reply me, justify me, explain me who did the fraud, what are the parties involved, and why you did the fraud. Are you getting the one? What are the three questions? Who did the fraud, which parties are involved, and why you did the fraud. I am giving you how many days? Who is giving to whom? After 45 days. Tomorrow I'll make you write properly because today we have only 5 minutes. I'm making you write just little bit fast. Tomorrow we'll write properly. After 45 days, two things will happen. Either the reply will come or the reply will not come. If the reply will come or the reply will not come in the next 15 days, in the next what? It means from 46th day onwards, you have to prepare a report and you have to send this report to Secretary of MCA via post. Via what everyone? Post. अब मेरे को बताओ 60 days का मीनिंग समझ में आया? How many days? हमने इसे दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड कर दिया 45 plus 50. That's why it was written how many days everyone? 60. अब बताओ 60 में से 45 days auditor is giving to the company कि please explain me why this fraud has happened. On 46th day, you have only 15 days now. You have how many days? Either the reply comes or does not come. You have to prepare the report in the next what? 15 days and you have to report it to whom? Secretary MCA via what? Post. This is what you mean by auditor has to report the fraud within how many days? 60 days. यहां तक समझ में आया? अब बताओ पूरा डेफिनेशन बताओ क्या हुआ? If you are an auditor, you come across a your duty is to the within. What if the fraud amount is less than 1 crore? Report it to Board of Directors, Audit Committee within. Any further action? No. What if the fraud amount is greater than equals to 1 crore? Same. Report to Board of Directors, Audit Committee within 2 days. Give them to explain. Am I correct? Who did the fraud? Why the fraud has happened? Who are the parties involved? After 45 days, you have only 15 days. You prepare your report. If they will reply, attach the reply. If they do not reply, prepare your report in the next what? 15 days and post it to whom? Secretary of Ministry of Corporate. This is called 45 plus 15 total how much? 60 days. Those 2 days are not included. Did you get the point or not? समझ में आया? इसका मतलब अब अपने को पता चल गया हमें सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास कब जाना है? ऑडिट करते करते सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट को कब रिपोर्ट करना है? जब फ्रॉड अमाउंट इज ग्रेटर देन इक्वल्स टू 1 crore. We don't have to go to central government if the fraud amount is less than what? We will only report it to management and you do whatever you want to do. My duty was to report. My duty is over. Now the question arises, last point, ki sir, what if I do not report it within how many days? 60 days. More than 60 days are over and the fraud amount is more than what? 1 crore. But I did not report it. तो भैया मेरे ऊपर क्या लगेगी? पेनल्टी. किसके ऊपर? ऑडिटर के ऊपर. मिनिमम 5 lakh rupees. If it is a listed company and minimum 1 lakh rupee if it is a unlisted company. ये ऑडिटर को पेनल्टी देनी पड़ेगी. फ्रॉड कौन कर रहा है? कंपनी. Just because I did not report it within how many days? 60 days. I am getting fined. कितना fine? 5 lakhs in case the fraud happened in which company? Listed. And 1 lakh in case the fraud happened in unlisted. Boss, auditor is a very important part and parcel of government. If today government knows about scams, scandals, frauds, errors, it's only because of auditors. We tell it to whom? Government. अब बताओ, are we ethical or unethical? Now please tell me, it is whose money? Shareholders money, lenders money, government का money. So these are my users or not? So are we doing audit for my personal benefit, for the management benefit, or for my users? क्योंकि everyone is eagerly waiting कि what the company is doing. Just imagine 365 days company is using your money, but you don't know where company is using your money. Will you feel very much worried from inside or not? Who is reducing your worry? Auditor, by reporting you. This is where the relevance of audit comes. Is it clear? तो कल अपन फिर से ये वाला टॉपिक करेंगे, क्योंकि right now तो I told you in a very simplified way, but there are so many other things also I have to tell you. But did you understand 143 section? What was the section number? 12, 13, 14, 15. ये पृथ्वी सर भी करवाएंगे. I am just telling you from the auditing point of view. Whatever is relevant from, like section number 129 was relevant. I told you. Section number 143 is relevant. Right? Chalo, thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow. Right? Thank you. Did they give any material or something? So far, no?